Namo Buddhaya. Welcome back to Monks in the Morning from Colombo Dhamma Friends of Mahameonawa. We're so glad that you're joining us today. Tell me, have you ever been tricked before? Maybe someone pretended to throw something at you, and when you tried to catch it, it wasn't there. Or maybe someone traded you for something, but what you got wasn't what they promised. Well, what if I told you that we're all letting ourselves be tricked by the world all the time? That what we think we experience in the world is totally different from reality. And because we're letting ourselves be tricked, then we have to suffer. But the Supreme Buddha wasn't tricked by the world. He saw things as they really are. In the sermon today, we'll learn 4 ways that the world tricks us. They're really important, so you may want to write them down in your Monks in the Morning journal to help you remember. Now let's take the refuges and the precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Say after me, I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs with the refuge of the Noble Triple Gem. I observe these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, to escape from the sufferings of samsara. May it help me. May it be a blessing. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. Out of compassion, our Blessed One, Gautama Buddha, the Blessed One who was worshipped by Devas, Brahmas, and humans, taught us amazing things that we would never realize on our own without the guidance of a teacher. Without the guidance of a Buddha, we would never ever realize. When we hear such a realization of a great Buddha, one wonderful thing, a great quality will develop within our lives, among ourselves. What's that quality? That is the confidence in the Buddha, faith, Shraddha. Shraddha will develop in our lives. Then when you develop Shraddha, eventually you will become virtuous. You will perform good actions. Then we will speak properly, the words that are pleasing, the words that are not harming others, the words that are uniting others. How wonderful it is after hearing a Buddha's teachings, how our lives get transformed to a better life, which is extremely difficult. So when you become virtuous, you will be able to develop kindness, compassion, loving kindness, and also you will be able to avoid unnecessary suffering that you will have to experience by breaking precepts. So unnecessary suffering that you shouldn't experience in life will be totally abandoned by protecting the precepts. Then when you experience this happiness, you will try to maintain it. Then you need to learn Dhamma again and again. Then when you learn Dhamma again and again, then your knowledge in Dhamma will increase. That is another power in your life. Then you will understand that people are suffering from greediness. We are also suffering from greediness. And greediness is to be abandoned, is to be replaced with generosity. Then you will start giving. So when you cultivate your path of Dhamma like this, then you will develop wisdom. Then you will know what is good, what is bad, what should be cultivated, what shouldn't be cultivated, what is beneficial, what is unbeneficial, and what should be done and what shouldn't be done. And then about past lives, then about future births. So we get all this protection by hearing the Buddha's teachings. Children, I am going to teach you about 4 things today, some special 4 things, which people are not really thinking about. There are 4 wrong understandings in our mind, and there are 4 views which people are totally following in a wrong way. The first one is taking impermanence as permanence, taking impermanent things as permanent. Then taking suffering as happiness. Then taking things that are not under our control as under our control. And taking ugliness as beauty. But there are 4 perceptions, there are 4 views which will lead you to eradicate anger, to overcome greediness, to live in harmony, not to accumulate bad karma, then to help others and not to get attached to the things that you have, and then to let go things very fast and not to think about the past and cry on those things. And also, there's one more advantage. You will not suffer for the things that you lose in life. Losing is something that is unavoidable in life. So if losing is unavoidable, we should find a way that even when we are losing things, to find a way to have a happy mind by knowing that everything is impermanent. So Buddha preached taking impermanence as impermanence is a right view, is a right understanding, it's a right perception. Taking suffering as suffering is a right understanding. Taking things that are not under our control as not under our control. Then taking ugliness as ugliness. Children, everything in this world is impermanent. There's no doubt in that. But people put value for those things, and then people think that they have assurance on their lives. They have assurance towards their wealth and their possessions. And they predict sometimes that we would live for 70 years or 80 years, or my properties will last, and there's insurance to cover me. But then we are not covered. So that's because we developed a wrong understanding about life and we get deceived. Then we are totally lost and then we suffer. That's because not understanding impermanent things as impermanent. Then how do people take suffering as happiness? Now, the body that we have is subjected to diseases. Our body decays very fast. We lose our teeth, we lose hair. Then the eyesight we will reduce our eyesight. And then we can experience any bad situation at any time. And then the beauty is not permanent. So we accept the things that are subjected to suffering. We accept these things with a happy mind, but these things are subjected to suffering, gives us suffering. So when we use a body, when we use beautiful things around us, we should know that these things are changing. So when something is changing, that means it gives us suffering. Anything in this world, just think wisely, children, anything in this world is decaying, getting old. If something is getting old, then it is decaying. It will not last. So things are not under our control. That means in the school or maybe at your homes, then in your neighborhood, people and friends and your teachers will not always react the way you want. But we expect them to react the way we want. So don't have that expectation. As long as we have those expectations, wrong expectations, then we will struggle, we will get mad at them. Then taking ugliness as beauty. Now look at our body. From our eyes, eye burgers come out. Then from the nose, mucus come out. Then from the ears, unpleasant things get accumulated inside the ear. Then from the mouth, saliva comes out. Then from the front, then from the sense organs, then from the body, sweat comes out. Then urine comes out. Then excrement comes out. It's difficult to find a place in our body where you can find a disgusting thing will not be produced. So we are taking this ugly body as a beauty one. Why? What we see is only the external appearance. We forget the true nature. Then what happens, children? Then we get attached to that body and we cry for this body. Even if we have a wrong understanding about our body, when other people scold at you, we get angry. Why? We forget that this body is an ugly body, is a disgusting body. So when we think like that, when you don't understand the true nature of the body, the disgusting nature, the sad nature, then when people scold us, we get upset because we think this body is so beautiful and we should not be scolded and this is something really worthy. And then we think ourselves too much and we get angry at others. But if you can see this body with full of impurities, you won't get angry at others and you won't get attached to this body. So by learning these 4 wrong perceptions and right perceptions, may you have the opportunity to live peacefully, happily, especially during this coronavirus, during this pandemic, and live happily and think of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha and dedicate your life to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and live mindfully. Namo Buddhaya.
Buddhanussati, recollection on the qualities of the Supreme Buddha. Now we're going to sit quietly and think about the excellent qualities of the Supreme Buddha. As we meditate on these qualities, we can remember that the Supreme Buddha wasn't tricked by the world. He didn't see impermanent things as permanent. He didn't see things that were suffering as happiness. He didn't see things not under our control as under our control. He didn't see ugly things as beautiful. And he taught us how we can see the world correctly too. This is one of the special things that makes him a Supreme Buddha. We do this meditation in brief all the time when we recite the Itipiso Gata, but now we'll do it in detail. So close your eyes and sit quietly. Try not to move so that our minds can become still. Now, think in this way.
My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, eradicated passion, hatred and delusion. Supreme Buddha eradicated the desire of seeing forms, eradicated the desire of hearing sounds, eradicated the desire of smelling odors, eradicated the desire of tasting flavors, eradicated the desire of touching tangibles, eradicated the desire of thinking thoughts. Supreme Buddha controlled sense faculties, guarded sense faculties, restrained sense faculties. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is free from defilements. Supreme Buddha purified his body, speech and mind. In this way, Supreme Buddha is an Arahant. Arahant, Arahant, Arahant. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, understood suffering as a noble truth without anyone's help. Supreme Buddha eradicated the cause of suffering as a noble truth without anyone's help. Supreme Buddha attained the cessation of suffering as a noble truth without anyone's help. Supreme Buddha followed the way leading to the cessation of suffering as a noble truth without anyone's help. In this way, Supreme Buddha realized the Four Noble Truths, escaped from suffering, and achieved true happiness. Supreme Buddha is Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, had the knowledge to read others' minds. Supreme Buddha had the knowledge to recollect past lives of beings. Supreme Buddha had the knowledge to see passing away and rebirth of beings. Supreme Buddha had the knowledge of the destruction of all taints. Supreme Buddha developed excellent psychic powers. Supreme Buddha had an excellent virtue, concentration, and wisdom. In this way, my great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is Vijjacharana Sampanno. Vijjacharana Sampanno. Vijjacharana Sampanno. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, discovered a very clear path and attained Nibbana. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Sugato, Sugato, Sugato. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, understood all the worlds and escaped from all these worlds. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Lokavidu, Lokavidu, Lokavidu. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, had an excellent ability to tame beings with great compassion. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarathi. Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarathi. Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarathi. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, is the teacher of gods and humans. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Satta Deva Manussanam. Satta Deva Manussanam. Satta Deva Manussanam. My great teacher, Supreme Buddha, taught the excellent Dhamma to others without holding anything back. In this way, Supreme Buddha is Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho විජ්ජාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරථි සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. සාදු සාදු සාදු.
It was great to spend time with you today. We hope that you learned something new, and we really hope that you can use what you learned as you go about the rest of your day. So, today, if you remember these 4 ways that we see the world incorrectly, I think you'll be surprised at how often we're getting tricked. Do you remember the 4 right ways? Don't see impermanent things as permanent. Don't see things that are suffering as happiness. Don't see things not under our control as under our control. And don't see ugly things as beautiful. At the end of the day today, I want you to think about these again and write down in your journal any ways that you noticed you were seeing things incorrectly. Now let's share merits. Today, by body, speech, and mind, we've collected powerful good karma into our lives. And when we do that, we like for others to be happy thinking about this. So, may our teacher Lokasonya Hangsa, may our parents, our relatives, our friends, all the heavenly beings, all departed relatives, may they all rejoice in this merit. May they have happy minds recollecting these wholesome actions, and may they soon experience for themselves the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.